Giants. Expos Giants. TSN Saturday.
This guy has had one hot night. Jeff Garcia. He spread it around and found every receiver in the backfield.
And he's doing what he has to do. That's be patient, take what the Toronto defense is giving him. He put together a great drive there. He combined some good throws to Travis Moore and a couple of running plays and really put together a nice drive.
My bet is if the Stampeders get one more touchdown, Travis Moore will make the catch. So far, Vaughn, Bailey, and Vince Danielson have had touchdown tosses from Jeff Garcia. Stamps lead it by 11. Here's the pinball ready to return for the Argonauts. Stampeders had it well covered. Again, Aldi Henry. Solid on special teams.
Hey, Melissa, Grandpa, Grandma, everybody back home in California, love you. Doing a great job tonight. Let's do it.
Well, it's a great call down on the goal line. Vince Danielson runs his man off. So does Travis Moore, and so does Terry Vaughn. And then Fred Bailey comes right underneath all of them. He knows he's going to get man-to-man down on the goal line, and Adrian Smith hesitates and can't catch up.
Wind has been a major factor in the scoring in this one tonight. Argos have fallen down by 11. Here's Flutie on first down. Almost picked off. He was behind Masadi.
Well, Paul Mazzotti may have just made the defensive play of the game for the Argos should they win this one, because he was open originally, but Marvin Coleman found a way to catch up. Take a look at the jam first of all. Now, Mazzotti will break off the jam in a little bit of a grab. He gets open briefly. Marvin Coleman comes back, he gets underneath him, but Paul Mazzotti gets that hand in there, or else that's a huge play. Lots more momentum for Calgary.
The Argonauts have yet to get a first down in the second half. Another pick. This is Eddie Davis. Stampeders are turning it on. Down to the 20-yard line. It's a little wild here tonight, isn't it?
Oh, you think they're starting to believe in Calgary?
The guys in red and white started 0-3.
This game is a long way from over, but what a play by Eddie Davis. He is right here and will bait Doug Flutie. He's in the zone to the outside. He sees the ball in the air, and Flutie doesn't put enough air on the football to get it over him, and he comes up with a big catch.
Flutie has tossed a couple of interceptions. This one could be costly. Garcia bobbled it, though. Still made a play and had Vaughn, who couldn't hang on. Bad play all round. A couple of fumbles there. Vaughn should have been able to hang on.
Well, if I were Calgary right now, I'd just go get new football, because I think that one's got something on it. That one's slick. Garcia couldn't get the handle, and we heard the pop. Terry Vaughn's shoulder pads all the way up here. Eddie Davis, who just comes up with the pick, has to go and tell Terry Vaughn, hey, you got to use your hands, buddy. Use your hands, not your shoulder pads.
Second interception this season for Davis. Big one for the Stampeders, who should come away with points here. 2nd and 10. Garcia looks to the corner. No catch. Marcelo Simmons was covering on Bailey.
I can't believe that Fred Bailey is not arguing for a pass interference call. I think Marcelo Simmons grabbed. Well, now he is. And you'll see Kelvin Anderson getting in there. He may have had a better view of it, but he's right up there at the top of your screen. Now watch right there, the left arm of Marcelo Simmons. He pulls him down around the waist.
Now, did Kelvin Anderson throw his flag on that play? Oh, he doesn't have one.
Let's go. Everybody get
McLaughlin, perfect night going. 3 for 3 coming into this game. He made 11 of his last 12. He's 4 for 4. Long way to go. And the Argonauts will have the win in the 4th quarter, but right now it's the Calgary Stampeders. off turnovers from the Argonauts and have a 14-point lead.
Great pick by Eddie Davis to come underneath and come up with the good catch. You know, defensive backs normally just knock it down, but Eddie Davis had to go up there and put his hands on it. Bring it down. Pretty good catch.
That set up a McLaughlin field goal.
Yeah.
And Calgary leads at 35-21. Argos going into the win for 6 more minutes. Markers down, and Flutie hits his target. Daryl Mitchell, wrapped up by McClanahan and Eddie Davis.
Toronto 57.
Dan Payne is number 57 in white.
When he was in Saskatchewan, we called him Mountain. Here he is right there. He gets caught on the holding. We called him Mountain because, well, in the program, he's 300 pounds. I think he's more like 350.
He's tough to go around. He got nailed for it that time. 1st and 20. Flutie shotgun. He's got time. Can't find a receiver till now. Drummond takes it coming out of the backfield. There's a marker down once more. And Darrell Hall up to stop him short of the first down. Drummond slightly shaken up. Landed on his elbow there, looks like. 13 yards. He needed 20.
When a quarterback has a lot of time to throw, even almost too much time, you know, chances are it's holding are pretty good.
It's going against Calgary, though, as they talk to Saunders there.
Well, I didn't say it couldn't be defensive holding.
Illegal contact on an eligible receiver, Calgary number 11.
Well, it could be that, too.
Calgary number who?
Tony Martino has moved into the secondary for the Calgary Stampeders.
Oh, boy.
It must be 21, Will Hampton. What do you think?
I would say so.
Tony back in the secondary would be a little frightening, wouldn't it?
That would scare Wally Buono. Yeah.
So the Argos, back where they started, with a first down and 10. Flutie has Mazzani. Mazzani has a first down. Coleman made the stop. Marv Coleman, number 17. Close look at Mazzani here. He's having a good night.
This is one of the toughest patterns to cover in man-to-man defense. Marvin Coleman, number 17, has to go all the way across the field with Paul Mazzotti. And once Mazzotti gets that inside position, now it's just a chase. And no matter how fast you are, once the receiver is inside you by a yard or two, you're going to maintain that same separation the whole way across the field.
Argonauts with a first down across the 45. Flutie throws it a long way out there. Picked off again. Here's Hampton. Here's the touchdown. Touchdown by William Hampton. What a horrible start he had to the night. He sure redeemed himself.
He really has. Second interception tonight, John, like you mentioned, takes it back for the touchdown, but he really had all day to wait on the football because it was a ball that Doug Flutie never should have thrown.
Had to fire a long way to that sideline, and it didn't get to the intended target. 2 interceptions for William Hampton. Frustration for Doug Flutie.
Well, Doug Flutie saw Eddie Davis in the zone defense right here, going to slide to the flat. Now, he can't get out there in time, or he's not going to get out there in time. Hampton is way up at the top in the deep coverage. He's going to break on the ball, has all day to come underneath it, and it was a ball that Doug Flutie really never should have thrown. It was way too far, and he didn't throw it in time.
Andre Kerwin appeared to be the intended target. Hampton missed a couple of tackles on the pinball in the early going. Now he's got 2 interceptions. One for a 59-yard touchdown. Stampeders 42. The Argonauts 21. Stampeders have scored 20 points with the breeze at their backs in this quarter.
Well, you know that when you have number 2 on your sideline, you're never out of a game.
And he'll have the win in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. He has the win coming back in the fourth quarter. No matter what has happened, he'll put that behind him. He still has plenty of time, even in this quarter, to put some points on the board against the win. And then, of course, in the long quarter, which is the fourth, he'll have a chance to bring his team back.
I said 20. They got 19 points in this quarter.
Okay, well, get it right.
We have it now. 3:58 to go. Stampeders would like to add a little more to this total, knowing that Flutie will have the win.
Hampton on the oxygen. If this game keeps going like that, I'm going to need some of that oxygen.
Pinball bobbled it. And never really regained his confidence on that return. Raymond Biggs led the tacklers, and here comes Flutie. Couple of interceptions in the second half. 3 on the night. He has not won in this uniform, in this ballpark. And the Argos have struggled in McMahon Stadium for some unknown reason. Remember 1988?
Wow. Wow. Still playing.
Now, there were some terrible Argo teams through portions of those eras. This is not a terrible team. Pinball fumbled it out of bounds after making the catch. Forced out by Eddie Davis.
Still Argo football after 30.
I'm a little surprised that Toronto hasn't gone back to that shovel pass series that they ran late in the third quarter and had a lot of success with. Now, mind you, they're down, but heading into the win, it seems to me to be the perfect series that Don Matthews could put in. Doug Flutie could run because the passes are high percentage.
So what do we know about this game? We spent 6 minutes in the opening talking about the shovel pass and the shuttle pass. Saying, you got to watch for this, folks. We haven't seen it yet. Argos down by 3 touchdowns. Robert Drummond got the call on second and about 3. Well, maybe second and 2, actually. Stampeders are clapping. Eddie Brown wrapped up the Argonaut running back. Where's the spot? They'll take a closer look at this one. What do you think?
I thought they were awful close.
You're really good at these
Left-footed or left-footed or right-footed spot. A little short. Got to go gambling now.
You got to go for it here. 2:56 to go, third quarter. Argos still heading into the breeze.
Remember I talked about the Toronto defense being the #1 in the league in turnover by downs? Well, they're tied with Calgary. So this also becomes a little bit bigger of a gamble for Don Matthews.
Third down, a yard to go. Well, less than a yard. No markers down. And it looks like they should have it.
And it is first down Toronto.
Well, Mike Kiselak leads the way. Number 53 from the center. You saw him get nice and low. He has to also snap the football to Doug Flutie. He doesn't, executes the snap, gets low, and Flutie follows him in for the first down.
Andre Kerwin flanks to the near side. The Argos with their 6 receivers set. Just Drummond in the backfield. Flutie underneath. McConaughey got to him as he goes out of bounds. Flutie was looking for a call. What do you think?
That started to look a lot like Michael O'Shea pushing Jeff Garcia out of bounds, only McClanahan doesn't push Doug Flutie.
He tackles him, really, doesn't he?
He grabs him from the back of the shoulder pads and pulls him down. Even
Lucky he's pliable.
Well, now, where's he out of bounds? Because, no, McClanahan had no idea. He grabs him while inbound.
Yep, he touched him. It did look similar and right in the same area of the football field, too. No penalty there. 2nd and 10. Flutie has Mazzotti at midfield. That'll be a Toronto first down. Out near the 50, Kenton Leonard made the tackle.
What a throw by Doug Flutie to find the football.
First down, Argonauts.
Try and weave it through the linebackers and get it into the hands of Paul Mazzotti, who's going to cut across the zone defense. Now, his job here is just to find a hole. He cuts through the hole for McClanahan, across the one that Alondra Johnson was standing in, and Flutie somehow threads the needle and finds him.
16 yards for Mazzotti there. 6th catch on the night. He has 78 receiving yards and an early touchdown. Flutie, quarterback draw. He'll do it himself. Got a big first down earlier, just like that. Daryl Hall got him. And he'll move the sticks one more time. 49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Flutie grabs 11 here.
Quarterback draw. This one looked like to me it was called just because of the way the offensive line up front blocked. Dan Payne pulled. Mike Kiselak got out in front of Doug Flutie. Sometimes he'll take it on his own. Don Matthews doesn't mind if he just runs it. And other times they'll design the play and have some blocking help for him.
From the Calgary 50, Toronto first down. Flutie floats it over for Mazzotti. He's got about 5. Couldn't break away. From Daryl Hall, I believe.
Brought down by the Stampeders, number 94, Jeff Cartersy.
Just 4 yards.
Well, what Doug Flutie's going to want to do 2 things, obviously, in this play. One is get the first down, but the other is if he can't get the first down, well, the time has run out. So this will be the last play, because if he doesn't get the first down now, he turns around and kicks with the wind.
76, after 46.
Wind a definite factor. Flutie under great pressure. Escapes that. Tripped at the 55. And Big Daddy, Marvin Pope. And when I say tripped, it was a legal trip. He grabbed him by the foot and tripped Flutie up. Final play. Quarter 3. The Argos have the win when we return to McMahon Stadium. We'll see if Flutie can bring them back. CFL Live Control coming right up.
Welcome back. CFL Live after 3 quarters. Wow, the Stamps really pouring it on in that quarter, and certainly defense a big reason why. And one thing Les Brown can always catch out of the corner of his eye is a good corner. You appreciate the kind of work done, especially by William Hampton.
Oh, William Hampton, it really impresses me for a young kid, because for this main fact that I think it's a lot easier to play man-to-man than it is zone. You have to be much more disciplined to play zone, and this kid did it very well. You know, as you will see right here, he sits here and he watches the second receiver, who you key on all the time in this, go upfield, break on the out perfectly. And what else can you say? He takes it to the house for 6. And that is something really big. And that's what impressed me, I guess. I don't like to bring up NFL players, but Deion Sanders, when he played for San Francisco, had 7 interceptions, 5 of them for touchdowns like that. And that's impressive.
And a good sidelight is that Willie Hampton's also the young son of a former linebacker that played with Coach Buono with the Alouettes years ago. William Hampton was a good football player for the Alouettes.
All right, enough of that memory lane. Memory lane here. I want to ask you something. Why in the world can't Toronto beat Calgary in Calgary? This will be, if they lose this, 8 in a row in Calgary. What's going on?
It's a very simple answer, Marty. When you look back at those 8 games, if you count tonight's, Calgary's always had great football teams, and they've always won at home. They haven't lost too many games over that period of time, and they've always played well at home. You have to play great football to beat them on their field.
Well, the Argos have struggled at McMahon, and barring a miraculous comeback, the struggle will continue. It's a 21-point lead. Yes, the Stamps are indeed making a statement tonight at McMahon. Let's head back there now for the 4th quarter.
They do have a quarter to go, however. The Argonauts have the win, and on the first play of this final quarter, Vanderjack steps in for Toronto for his third punt of the night. Terry Vaughn waits near the Stampeder 10. I don't get the feeling that it's impossible for the Argonauts to get right back in this and create a wonderful finish.
No way is this one over.
Vanderjagt keeps it right away from Vaughn and nails it out of bounds somewhere around the 15. Flutie had one interception go 59 yards the other way for the touchdown last year. McMahon was not kind to Doug Flutie in an Argo uniform. This time it was number 17, Marvin Coleman.
Guess who won that football game for Calgary at quarterback? Dan Barrett.
Touchdown.
Wait a minute, who's that guy?
18.
Alan
back in town this week, folks, if you missed it.
Yep.
Alan Pitts may be rejoining the Stampeders. That was Kelvin Anderson.
Danny Barrett throw that touchdown pass, and he is now quarterback coach for the Calgary Stampeders
and emergency quarterback.
Yes.
You never warn a guy for kicking.
Alan Pitts is staying at Danny Barrett's house while he gets himself checked out by the medical staff. Find out whether he is fit enough to rejoin the Stampeders after a severe hand injury in the offseason. Here's Garcia. Fired high. Too high for Travis Moore.
Number 83, Travis Moore is incomplete. Play by Marcelo Simmons, number 9 for the Argonauts.
Well, this is a quarter now that Doug Flutie not only will play on a shorter field because of the Calgary punt, but it's probably great field position for Toronto, but Flutie now has the wind at his back.
Tony Martino into a very stiff breeze now. And it'll be instant field position for the Argonauts. As the returners stand out right near the 55. Martino back just inside his 10. And that play whistled down. Martino sailed it anyway. You might as well as a practice kick, right? Into the breeze.
Oh, yeah, try it. See what the wind's doing.
See what the wind's doing to your football, sure.
Illegal procedure. Calgary 35.
See, on defense, when you're returning the kick, you can move around all you want, but Jason Clement cannot. He was up there on that right end, and as the Argos were moving around trying to get position, he jumps.
Martino moves it back inside the 5 now. The returners still hang around midfield. Kept it fairly low. Not a bad kick at the 55. It's pinball. Slashing his way through. What a return this is. Clemens ran into the official. Still standing. He'll score! How about that? First punt return touchdown this season for the pinball. A 55-yarder. He took it right on the line. Got a block or almost a tackle from one of the officials down there. And the Argos climb back into the ballgame.
Did he look like a man on a mission on this return? It's a low kick, and those kicks are returnable, but at 12, Calgary Stampeder tacklers couldn't tackle him. The refs couldn't tackle him. No one was going to get Pinball Clemens as he goes into the end zone. And, well, talk about quick comebacks.
Wasn't that fun?
Hey.
He's been running well all night long, but this time he takes it all the way. A 55-yard touchdown. Here's a number for you. 57 of the 70 points scored in this evening of football have been scored with the win.